owning yourself, owning your experience. And when I say you, I mean us. I mean, I go through that, and it's just me sharing about my own experience, and maybe it will find resonance with you. I've been struggling with a lot of anxiety throughout my life, self-doubt, self-criticism. If I would put it in one word, I would say I was kind of resisting incarnation. I was resisting myself in a way, due to my own story, and it doesn't matter so much the why. What matters is to come to a point where I didn't want to be the victim of this anxiety anymore. I didn't want to suffer the consequences of all of that. And my physical practice has been a powerful anchor to move, still is actually, to move through that process, which is altogether a self-acceptance process. And things like strength training and somatics and physical awareness is just supporting this process of embodiment, and it's a beautiful parallel. But there's a whole thing that goes also on the psychological level, on the subconscious level, and this all comes together. I mean, I started training because I wanted to gain some muscles, but actually this desire to improve my physical appearance was rooted in a sense of self-doubt, lack of confidence, the desire to cultivate this image, more likable image, more attractive image for others, which is fine. I mean, it's certainly not a problem. But the problem is when you start. The problem is when we confuse the image with who we actually are, and to try to conform with a certain image of who we think we should be or we want to be is just a compensation usually for things that we try to avoid within ourselves. And what is so powerful is the moment I started to accept myself to be in a more accepting and loving and caring relationship with myself, that is to pay attention and give credit to my internal experience, emotional responses, and my even physiological responses, to just pay attention and notice and not be afraid anymore of the inconvenience, because these internal resistances or these internal struggles might come in the way of, like in my mind, I might perceive it as being in the way of becoming who I want to be, who I feel like I am somehow. But the truth is, they are not in the way, they are the way, and it's by going through these resistances, through these struggles, through these lessons at the end, that we learn to own ourselves, own our experience, and own the things we want to be and embody.